we may know what to do, but we don't always do what we know. Okay, so the last long form video that I did, I was telling you that the right time will never exist. And somebody jumped into the comments and said, bro, I appreciate your hustle and everything that you're doing, but what you just said was a bunch of word salad. Basically, you're saying we need to do what we want to do when we need to do it. Something to that effect. I don't think the need to do it part was there. And it's not even to judge this person. I think this was an important comment, really important, because I've been listening to videos of this person speak. His name is Bashar. And Bashar would always say, he's repeated this several times throughout his videos, saying, it's easy to become a millionaire. All you have to do is do the thing that you need to do when you need to do it. And I think the key word is need. And nobody really has a designation or an understanding of when we need to do something more than us. We know when we need to do something. We know what we need to do. And to answer the comment, yeah, that's essentially what I was saying in the last long form video. The issue is that we don't always do it. And people don't pray or meditate because they get it and then they're good for the rest of their lives. People don't get married and then all of a sudden there's no more work to be done. There is always work to be done. Being a human means that, like, experiencing the ebb and flow of life, of your perception of time, of your perception of you, of your perception of God, of your perception of the universe. And when you get into yourself, when you start to understand yourself, you'll understand that there are time markers or moments that are passing where you know you need to do something. So to answer this one more time, the idea is that, yes, you need to do the thing when you need to do the thing. And although it sounds minimal in explanation and it is simple in taking action, it may take you a lifetime to understand it. And it may take every day practicing it. It may take practicing it every day. And that's part of why I make these videos, is to be of service to you, to give you part of my life experience and where I've, taken just total, possibly perceivably wrong turns. I don't want to say they're wrong, but at the moment looking back, I was like, oh, was that a wrong turn? But take you through my travels to hopefully help you on your travel. That's all that these videos are here to do. They're not here to tell you what to do or what's going to happen or what hasn't happened. This is at the third. All of these videos are based solely on my life experience because that's the only experience I could base them off of. And I want to, obviously, as I always do, we'll give you a few stories, right? So there's one where an elder in a small town was asked to visit a wedding. And she went to this wedding and she's married as well, has a few kids, and she was leaving the wedding with her husband, and the bride turned around and said, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. And she said, yeah, no problem. This is great. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to hear that, this milestone has occurred in your life. And the woman said to this elder, she said, I'm just so happy that we made it. And the elder perceived that, or at least communicated the story to me as the bride was saying, we did it, which was to almost emulate, to emote some accomplishment, or a box had been checked. And the elder then told me the story as in, it's just begun. Like there is no box that has been checked at all. You have just started your journey. Nero Knowledge talks about this as well. He says, your destination is the starting point. And then he'll say, write that down, that's a bar. And that we get it, but the point being is that when you understand that your work may only begin when you start doing the things you need to do when you need to do them, it all opens up. It all opens up. And I can speak from personal experience over these past 2 or 3 weeks. I said, I'm going to make 2 Instagram videos a day. And, informational, get down to it. And what ended up happening was I found that making the videos, that wasn't enough. We'll get into enough later on. But making the videos wasn't it for me. It was about the constant practice of the work, about reading up on current events, helping people understand what's going on, possibly adding my satirical opinion in there at some point, but adding it all up, and you become a living being of your work, as opposed to, I think I'll do some of that work tomorrow, or I'll do some of that work in like a few hours. Be the work. Just continue doing it. And putting out more content for me has been more efficient and less tiresome than putting out less content. I've been able to do more with less than to have to make a little bit with just ruminating over it and grieving the time that's passed that I didn't do anything, and oh, why didn't I do that, and living in the past and going back and forth all over the place. And just by doing it and giving myself grace, I've been able to hold space, have conversations, hold grace for others outside of me. It is vastly improved my empathy and just kind of my compassion for people outside of me by showing that to myself. And so when we talk about doing the thing you need to do when you need to do it, again, going back to Bashar saying it's easy to become a millionaire, I need you to really understand that comes down to you. That is really up to you. That is 100%, that's your call. And you have to find that. I knew in my heart the whole time that as many people as I pay to edit things, to film things, to act in things, to add motion graphics to things, the one thing that is free, the most powerful tool, it's me. It cost me nothing to make this video. It cost me nothing to make the informational videos that I put out on Instagram. What it costs is really my time. And I love pouring my time into serving other people, to send them stories from other sides of the world, or just in their backyard, like hyperlocal politics, to help them understand their universe and their community better, so they can hopefully navigate it. And it's not, sometimes it turns out to be like bias confirmation or whatever it may be. And that's a byproduct of anything that you're going to throw out there, is that people will say, aha, look, yep, found it, there it is. And that's just part of the game. But for me, by doing the thing I knew I needed to do when I needed to do it, everything started to click together. And it's still a constant practice. By no means am I like, ah, yes, I figured it out. It's simply by applying myself where I know I need to do it, when I know I need to do it, that has started to open things up for me. And it's like surfing. I've only surfed once or twice. And in surfing, if anybody watching this has surfed, you're constantly feeling out the wave and the buoyancy between the board and the water and you. Like you're adjusting your feet to your knees, to your hips, to your ankle. It's a constant relationship of like navigating. Where are we going? Where are we going? And to give it one more analogy, if I may, at NASA, words are just evading me right now. NASA, when they are having a ship navigate space, it's not by a straight line going from like, what happens is it goes off track. So then they say, oh, you got to readjust back here. Oh, now you have to readjust back here. The journey is made by all of the troubleshooting and like guiding the vehicle. It's basically finding its way by making smaller and smaller mistakes, or even big mistakes. And it's like, whoa, that's not the way. And that again comes back to these videos. And when I tell you that the right time doesn't exist, it will never, because right now is the only thing that you have. So to kind of make this come full circle, I'll say this in regards of the work that I'm doing, because that's the only thing I can speak to. I began making more videos, and to do that, I had to research more. And to research, I had to make more time. And to make more time, I had to take a look at my life and what I was giving my time to, saying yes to tacitly, being complicit with things that I didn't want to be a part of. And it's not like major things like, oh, I signed on for a newsletter, or like a monthly, raffle or whatever it may be, or like community meeting that I just loathe now. It's just They're small things, very small things. And once I started eliminating those, then I was able to make the time, then I was able to research, then I was able to make the videos. And that's the work that I want to do right now. It may change later, who knows? But by doing the things I needed to do, it wasn't just making the videos, it was curating the time and taking a look at my life. And you're always going to have to do that. You're always going to have to do that. Anybody watching this that's been in a relationship, it's never the same relationship one day from the other. It's always changing. And as a human, you're always changing as well. And that's part of the practice in checking in, like tapping in with yourself and being like, okay, where am I at right now? Is this something that I actually want to do? Like, is this something I really still believe in? And I think that's extremely important to wake up and choose, actively choose the life that you're in, actively choose the lane that you're in, actively choose the relationship that you may be in or not. And be with that. Be intentional about it. Because when Bashar says doing the thing we need to do when we need to do it, not at no point did he say, yeah, I just need you to be tacitly, just arbitrarily find the flow. You'll figure it out. That's not it at all. It's not it at all. So it's about being intentional, being diligent, and being consistent with it. And once you can do that, then you can start to find your way. And as we said from Neuro Knowledge, the destination is where your journey is going to begin. And I wish you the best of luck. We'll see you in the next video.